Hey gems, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm doing a tutorial on knotless French curl braids in this macchiato color. Isn't this color cute? I didn't want to start off doing a whole bunch of repetitive movement of me doing knotless braids, so I was just like, let me show you guys how to do at least 3 rows. I do have a video of how to detangle this hair. Again, this hair is from Amazon. Not to say it meant anything, but you have to be prepared to deal with this type of hair. It is very silky. It can also tangle if you're not doing it, or I want to say separating it correctly. So I do have a video on how to separate it correctly, and I'll show you guys what can happen if you don't separate it correctly, because you'll be with some tangles, knots, and twists. I would suggest that you need to have some type of braiding rack when dealing with this hair. I would not pull from this bundle. I do know it's a couple people who use a certain technique where they don't use a braiding rack. I would not suggest using a braiding rack if I am trying to do this hairstyle. If I were you, I would definitely get a braiding rack and separate and make sure it's all prepped and ready to go, because it helps the process move a lot quickly. This is my first time doing this, but I feel like I'm a vet at this point because your girl was doing these braids, okay, for a while. So yeah, as you can see right here, I am parting. I only have about 2 rows left, and I'm just parting and making sure everything is equal. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I'm posting. I post every week. Also, make sure you like, comment, and let me know if you used a different type of hair. I know some people use the hair from the beauty supply, but this hair particularly does not come in a lot of colors in the beauty supply store. So that is why my client got this hair from off Amazon. I will link again in the description what this hair is and all that good stuff. It came with 8 bundles in it. I only used probably about 7.5 bundles, I believe. I believe it came with 8 bundles or 9, but either way, I think I used 7.5 packs. You do want to make sure when you're preparing your braiding rack that you are doing small pieces of hair on your braiding rack. You don't want to have big pieces when you're doing this size anyway. When you're doing any type of small knotless braids, you don't want to come in with humongous pieces. You'll see me doing her hair. Right now I'm pulling her edges out, but you'll see as I braid with this hair, it can tangle, and that is why I have a video, so be on the lookout for that on how to detangle this hair before you prep it on your rack. And that does not ensure that you will not get any tangles, but it will minimize it to the fullest if you do it that way. If you prep it the way that I prepped it and then put it on your rack, it will be the best of the best when installing this type of hair. And as you can see, I'm starting it as a simple knotless, just feeding it in. You'll see me pulling. You want to make sure as you add this hair, you're making sure you pull it all the way down, because if you don't and you allow the bottom part to braid in, as you know, if you're braiding any type of hair, it'll braid towards the ends, but you want to make sure as you braid, you pull the hair apart, because if you don't, especially with this hair, you will have a lot of tangles. So you want to make sure you bring your hand all the way down the shaft of the braid as you go. So you braid, pull straight through, braid some more, pull straight through. You're going to braid and pull straight through, braid some more, pull straight through. Right now you see me still adding hair, but you'll see as I braid, I'm going to be pulling my fingers straight through it. That's why you see my hands moving away. I'll also have a short showing the length of when I'm braiding it in, so you can see exactly what I mean. So be on the lookout for that as well. But you want to braid and pull your fingers straight through. If not, you will definitely bump into some tangles, and that is pretty much what will slow you down with this hairstyle if you do not prep it the way that I will be showing you in my other video. I did not braid these braids completely all the way down. I also did not want to install this the way that some girls like to install, where they just braid past the client's hair and then they leave out so much hair, kind of like giving the look of zillions. My client requested to have it more of a goddess boho look without the boho in between, but you know, just like curly ends, simply because we both of us had no experience with how long this hairstyle would last. I'm assuming with the way that I told her to prep it, which is to make sure you brush out the ends with a paddle brush and put it into, like, you can kind of put it into the curl pattern that it is and roll it up. If you want to see a video on how to do a night routine, please let me know and I'll do this hairstyle again and I'll show you the night routine that I recommended for my client. But I simply just tell her to put it into a ponytail, brush out her, you know, ends, and she could flexi rod it and put a bonnet scarf on, one of those bonnet scarves for braids. Like I said, as you've seen, I did not finish and make the knot or anything like that towards the ends. Towards the end of this video, I will show how I tied off the ends and what I used to make sure that it did not unravel. The crazy thing about this hair is that it could tangle quickly, but it can also unravel very quickly. So it's kind of funny, like as you're installing it, it's like, okay, I'm getting a little knots if I don't prepare it right. Again, if you don't prepare it the way that I have on my video that I'm also going to be showing, then you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. But it's crazy that once you get down to the ends, if you do not clip it off, it will unravel and you'll find yourself spending more time braiding it to where you would like it to be. So that is why I put the clip in place that you've seen before. And as you can see right here, I am just braiding in another knotless. And I'm just using small pieces and slowly adding it in as you would any other knotless hairstyle. If you want to see a video of some knotless braids, of how to do them, make sure you go look out on my channel. I have a knotless braids tutorial. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just braiding it in and getting it going, kind of speeding up the pace, as you guys can see, so you can just get a little faster process. And I'm just pretty much showing you guys how to install it from the base all the way down to the end. So make sure you stay till the end to see how to seal and keep these from unraveling and how to maintain them after you braid it. I show the whole process of just doing this hairstyle. So yeah, as you can see right here, I am braiding down and I'm just pretty much going. As you get to going with this hair, you get more feel for it. You pretty much know when to pull apart and things like that. It's really much your own flow, your own way of going. So you pretty much get the hang of it after you do so many. With this particular braid, you're going to see the camera zoom in and out. I want you guys to kind of see what I am dealing with as I go. I want to also say that if you do bump into any tangles when doing this hairstyle, that you do not pull too much. Like, do not pull on this synthetic hair. It'll cause the curl to straighten. So what you want to do is grab the scissors. Again, I'll have a video showing exactly what to do with when you get a tangle, but you want to make sure you have the scissors near you when braiding in this hair. In case you get into a knot, you'll just use the scissors and cut it where the knot is, because if you pull it, you're going to make the synthetic hair, if you pull too much, you're going to make the synthetic hair become straight, and you don't want to knock out the curl. You can't bring the curl back, so you want to just make sure you just cut the knot. You don't want to be pulling and tugging and messing up the natural curl pattern of this hair. Now, as you can see there, I am showing you guys right here how to tie it off. What I'm doing is a knot, just a slip knot. And I know this is gonna sound weird, but I use nail glue. So you see me knotting it 3 times. Then I'm gonna I use the brush nail glue right here. You can get any type of nail glue from any beauty supply, Dollar Tree, just real nail glue. And you put it right on the knot. Then you take a piece of the hair from the bottom and you're just gonna wrap it around the glue part. And then you're going to clip it in place. The reason why you're covering up the glue part is because you don't want to see like dark tips at the end, because when you add the glue, it makes the hair look dark. So by you wrapping another piece of hair around it, covers up that glue mark and no one will ever know. So as you can see right here again, I'm doing at least 2 or 3 knots. And then I take the glue and I just set it right there. And then you're gonna see me grab a piece. And I'm just gonna, not a big piece, just a little piece. And I'm just gonna wrap it around. You wanna make sure that nothing touches it, no tips. And yeah, you just continue to wrap. And you're gonna put the clip in place only to hold it for a while until it dry. As you get done braiding down everything else, it will be dry by then. But you can see why I did everything like in the steps that I did, braiding it down, then doing the glue part. Because if you're braiding and then gluing and then wrapping, it's just too much. So I would suggest that braid it to as far as you're gonna get it, then clip it off, then go back and do the knots and seal your end. Because if not, you're gonna spend forever on your hair doing it the way that you want to do it. I did put a couple slip knots before. The slip knots just does not hold it in place enough for me. And that is why the nail glue is so amazing, because it actually holds the knot. And I'm just wrapping that hair around and I'm just clipping it in place. Once I get done doing all of them, I'm using a wrapping lotion. You can also use a mousse, but I use this wrap lotion and I'm just bringing it through the hair. You're going to use a paddle brush and start from the ends and work your way up to wherever the braid is. You can do one braid at a time or a few. You can see I'm slowly breaking up the sections as I brush through the hair, and I'm just making them smaller and smaller because I realize the more hair, the harder it is. So you just want to do like a couple and brush and brush and brush. You can either use the mousse or not use the mousse. Either way, you want to just make sure you have it in a way for it's easy for you to detangle. And obviously I took all the clips off, everything is dry, and I'm just brushing little at a time. I'm not going to show you this entire process, but that's pretty much how I did it. I'm just using my paddle brush and I'm just brushing and using the mousse. Right here, I am about to start trimming up the braids, just making sure everything's laying even and flat, kind of giving it a layer look. I'm going layer by layer or row by row in a sense of how I'm cutting it. I want to make sure that I keep the other parts out the way while I make sure it lines up. I don't want anything to look like it's not balanced and naturally flowing. So I'm just giving it a little look. You can layer it the way that you want to and shape it the way that you want to. There's really no type of rule of how you want to. It's all up to what the client wants and the look that they're going for. Some want it very full at the bottom. Some want it to look layered. It is really up to you on how you want to snip and tuck and do the ends of your braids. But this client, she just wanted to make sure everything was even and kind of giving it a little bit of a layer look. As I always do, you know, I'm coming in with the magic, blue magic to be exact. And I'm just putting it all throughout her scalp. Usually my clients don't have to worry about moisturizing their scalp for at least 2 weeks or a week and a half. It really depends on the porosity of their hair and things like that. So that's what you see I am doing right now. Finishing it with a mousse, sealing in the moisturizing that I am doing, make sure it's all hydrated. We got to get the baby hairs together. We're not doing no finger waves. So, you know, she didn't ask for no forehead curls, nothing like that. We're just doing a little slick back, slick it into the braid, nice and neat, no finger waves, you know, with these grown up hairs. Make sure you rinse out these baby hairs or this edge control in a sense because you don't want it to clog up your pores and mess up your skin and all that. Now I'm just showing you how each part look. Make sure you see the brick layer, you know, see how great these braids just turned out. I just wanted you guys to really just see it in the inside, not just on the outside. I would not recommend putting it up in a ponytail right away. I don't care how much, oh, it's knotless, you know, you can pull them up right away. I still don't recommend doing that. I still think that because your head swells up when you get your hair, you know, combed and detangled and braided. So I say give it a couple of days with knotless and then you can put it up into a ponytail like this. But yeah, I'm just showing you guys like this is kind of how it would look. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you go look at the next video of all of my tutorials. Be on the lookout for how I prepared this hair. And thanks again for watching. Bye.